better daily, where we work hard in our minds, bodies, and our spirits to become 1% better every single day. Download the app and join our Betterment family at betterdaily.live to catch the video version of these podcasts. Here's your host and my dad, Alex Van Houten.
What is up, Betterment family? This is Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live. Happy Monday. It is Mindset Monday, and today's mindset is first world problems. I'm very excited to bring this mindset to you, but before I do, I would be remiss if I did not wish those of you in the United States of America happy birthday! Happy 4th of July, Declaration of Independence Day. It is a very, very special day, and about 90% of our Better Daily family is here in the States, so I think it's pretty safe to say most of us will be enjoying fireworks of some sort and wonderful American mainstays like hamburgers in celebration of America. What's up, John? Thanks for joining me this morning. 4th of July is a very, very special day, and if you don't know your history, well, I can't help you with that. You need to go know your history, because this is the day that the United States declared independence, and we became a nation, and, well, that's a good thing. It's a powerful thing, and we celebrate via fireworks, as I told the kids in Sunday school yesterday, because it's a reminder of the price for freedom and the fight we had to make to get there. Fight we had to make, fight we had to fight. It was a rough fight, all right, and quite the war. And so those of you who are non-U.S. citizens, I'd love to know, what is your country's birthday? Like, what do you celebrate? I'd love to know about that. And how do you celebrate that? Because I know in America we have our own history and our own traditions and whatnot, but I'm very interested in what you might celebrate where you are. So, first world problems. I just got back from Cabo. I know. Big first world problem, right? My wife and I celebrated our 7th anniversary. Didn't you miss me? Didn't you miss me last week? I missed you guys. I mean, I didn't miss you too much because I was enjoying my 7th anniversary trip with my wife in Cabo, so I just didn't miss much. It was wonderful. It was wonderful to be present and to spend time with Kristen without the boys around. We love our children, but having time away from them is really nice because you have to recharge when you raise 2 boys. And as I told quite a few people on the trip, they're like, "Oh, you have 2 boys? Where are they right now?" They're like, "With the grandparents." And they're like, "Oh, they're going to be sad they missed out." I'm like, I don't care if they're sad they missed out, because as Kristen and I said early on in our marriage, look, when they grow up and they move out, I'm stuck with you. So we better like each other by the time this is all said and done, by the time this whole family raising thing's done, because, well, our marriage is the foundation of our family and the rock that our children are depending on in order to grow into, I hope, strong, productive, wonderful human beings who can have first world problems. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Mexico is not necessarily the third world. Where we were was very first worldy, but people today have this saying, and I don't know, the kids 10 years ago started saying it, first world problems. It's like this idea, you know, I had a client a couple weeks ago before we left for a vacation who's like, "Hey, you know, my phone broke and I'm having a really hard time. It's messing with my work and stuff." I know, first world problems. like, "Oh, we're having such a hard day. My iPhone's not doing what it's supposed to." But man, that can really ruin your day, right? If you're running this particular client does a lot for people in the medical world and has to be the go-between between the doctor and surgeon and manage communication for patients and stuff. It really does make a difference for her and the lives of many other people in her life if she can't return a text in a timely manner, right? So it sounds like first world problems. "Oh, my iPhone's broken," but there are people's lives who will be significantly affected because their person can't make the communication issue. But we say first world problems as if our problems don't matter, as if what we're dealing with right now doesn't matter. And in a way it doesn't, because if you think about it from a large world perspective, I don't know why we call it first and third world. It's like tiers of worlds. Look, we're all human beings, all right? If you and I don't eat for the next week, we've got a big problem. I don't care if it's a first world problem or a third world problem. We have a big problem, and that problem's called, I'm really hungry. and it sucks to be hungry, and I can't think straight, and I can't be productive, and hopefully my kids aren't also hungry. And so we say first world problems because it's like we're saying that our problems don't really matter in the big scheme of things, because at least we're not starving, and there's a roof over our head, and we've had water to drink today, and hopefully we're not dying of some terrible illness, right? That's what we mean when we say first world problems. But I wanted to invite you to look at it a little bit differently today, and that's the mindset first world problem today. Jesus had a way of putting things in an interesting word or words and turning things on their head. And in the Beatitudes, one of the Beatitudes is the Sermon on the Mount in the book of Matthew, and it's reiterated in the Gospel of Luke as well. He says, "Look at the lilies of the field. They neither toil nor spin, but Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these." And so what he's saying is like, look at the flowers. Even King Solomon, the richest man who ever lived, with all the wisdom, and when Israel was in their heyday, and the temple was built and gold was plating everything, look at, even King Solomon wasn't dressed as beautifully as God clothes the flowers of the field. And then he goes on to say, if God clothes the flowers of the field who are here today and gone tomorrow this way, then how much more so will he clothe you, O ye of little faith? And this is Jesus saying, like, look, in the big picture, God's going to take care of you because, well, look how he takes care of the flowers of the field. And even King Solomon, all his riches and glory, wasn't even clothed like one of these. How is this related to first world problems, Alex? Well, a lot of people today don't realize, if you're listening to the sound of my voice or you're looking at my face and we're having this dialogue right here. What's up, Janet? Happy 4th of July to you as well. If we're having this dialogue right here, you have access to technology that people didn't have hundreds of years ago. You are richer than King Solomon. Richer. You're richer than King Solomon. King Solomon could not go to the local supermarket and pick up avocados. He could not. He probably didn't have running water. I can almost guarantee you he didn't have toilet paper as soft as yours. So there's that. We don't even understand today. We don't even understand how rich we are in the lens of history. Like, we're celebrating the 4th of July here in the U.S. We call it Independence Day. We're celebrating our freedom, right? We have so much freedom. We have so much freedom, and we have so much comfort and so much riches. I was in Mexico, and I know you thought I was going to talk about the shanties and stuff. I'm not talking about the shanties. There is so much freedom and so much contentment and so much food and so much drink and softest beds, and we have all this stuff. And now we have a really big first world problem. And the big first world problem is, what are you going to do with all this freedom? What are you going to do with it when so many things are open and available to you? When your belly's full, you had a good night's sleep last night, you have a roof over your head, you have an iPhone or Android or whatever you're using. What are you going to do with it? Like I said, Jesus has an interesting way of putting things. And later on in the Gospels, he tells a story. It's called the parable of the pounds or the parable of the talents. Both of them are related. It just depends on which gospel you're reading. And he talks about people who have been given something, and the master expects them to use it well. And he closes the parable by saying, to whom much is given, much is expected. Well, you've been given a lot. I've been given a lot. We have, at this point in history, been dealt a hand of cards. Regardless of what you're dealing with personally, we've been dealt a hand of cards that is the best hand of cards that almost any human being has ever been dealt, ever. And the big first world problem is, what in the world do we do with that? What does it mean to be a good steward of the gift you've been given? And it's a big problem. It's a big first world problem. And today, on the 4th of July, on Independence Day, I want to double down on this 1% better every day thing. Because I think that the very simple answer to such a big problem as, look, the whole world's your burrito, man. What are you going to do with that? You going to kick back and watch Netflix for 3 hours? I hope it's meaningful. You going to stuff your face with like 7 burgers and have a bunch of beers and run around in the front yard shooting Roman candles? I hope it's meaningful. I think the simple answer to the very, very difficult first world problem of what do you do when you're richer than King Solomon was? I think the very simple answer is let's get better today. Find the one way that you could be better today than you were yesterday. Find the one way that you can make your family better today than it was yesterday. Find the one way that you can invest in your community to make it better today than it was yesterday. And if we did that every single day, maybe we would be those that to whom much was given, we met the expectation. Guys, this has been Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live for Mindset Monday. Thank you so much for joining me today. My prayer for you is that you enjoy this Independence Day here in the States. If you're outside of the States, you can cheer us on, have a burger in our honor. I don't know why a burger is an Independence Day thing in my mind, but I hope that we can address this first world problem meaningfully. I'm going to do my best. I hope you are too. Tomorrow's Nutrition Tip Tuesday, I'm going to help you with this overeating problem. This first world overeating problem. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Anyway, until then though, it's just 1%. You got this.
Thank you for joining us for your 1% Better today. Don't forget to subscribe for the podcast. Leave us a raving review to tell others how Better Daily has helped you in your journey. If you want more Better Daily, download our app and join our Betterment family at betterdaily.live. Use code POD to get 25% off your subscription. That's POD, all caps, to save 25% on your subscription. We all have a cross to carry. It's later when we do it together. Go to betterdaily.live today.